And Mazzoni looks so disappointed that his side seems destined to be denied what appeared to be a certain win. In fairness, Lazio left it a good deal later last season when they were a goal behind, and Gascoigne popped up 3 minutes from time to head his side level. But maybe there's a chance now for one of these two teams to win this game, and there's another yellow card here. It has been an ill-tempered game. And now the Lazio fans feel it's their turn to make all the noise. Di Paola, the player cautioned for Lazio. He was booked 12 times in 25 appearances last season. He really is used to being shown the yellow card. Four apiece, that's in bookings. One apiece in goals. Roma with a free kick to be taken by Hessler. You just begin to get the impression that it might take a dead ball situation or a mistake to settle this game. Otherwise, we seem destined for a draw. Foul by Marcolin. Free kick to Roma. Roma have been the more positive of the two sides since that Lazio equaliser. Bonacina just helping the ball in. Casiraghi trying to find Vinta. Piacentini. Giannini. Balbo! Oh, that really would have been a picture book goal. Smart move involving three Roma players. Once again, the aerial threat of Abel Balbo in evidence. There's Piacentini's cross. Look at this clever little header here coming in from Giannini, setting up the chance for Balbo. Then Vinta, the Dutch international. It has been a football match littered with free kicks and fouls. Lazio seem in no great rush to take this free kick. I think they've settled for a point. Avoiding defeat in one of these Rome derbies is sometimes just as important as a victory. Signori wants Giannini to retreat the statutory 10 yards here. And they got it clear. Signori. Oh, took it delightfully in his stride. Garcia, the player who fouled him. Just for a moment there, Signori appeared to be bypassing the Roma defence. Now, can they find the head of Casiraghi? Before then, there's going to be a substitution. That Lazio can take their free kick. Now, there was some pushing by Casiraghi inside the Roma penalty area. And a chance now for this switch. It's like Rizzitelli's coming on for Roma. With just a minute of the match remaining. His absence from the starting 11 was the surprise of Roma's team selection. Hessler, the player who makes way. Rizzitelli and Balbo were expected to lead Roma's attack. But Carlo Mazzoni, their coach, opted for a five-man midfield instead, bringing in Walter Bonacina. And at full time, it's inevitably a draw. 9 of the last 11 Rome derbies have finished level, but at least we have a couple of goals to talk about. Piacentini giving Roma the lead on the hour mark. Di Mauro's rather fumbled equaliser coming 12 minutes from full time. And once again, Lazio have to come from behind to rescue a point. And the final score from the Stadio Olimpico is Roma 1, Lazio 1.
All square yet again at the Stadio Olimpico. Meanwhile, the day's other big clash happened at the Stadio delle Alpi between Torino and Sampdoria. Here's Peter Brackley and Joe Jordan.
Just looking at that wall there, I'm surprised it allowed Lombardo to stand there.
Well, it's got through, Mancini. Smart save. Well, plenty going on here. Here's Ivani. The danger hasn't passed. Well, no, it has, because the whistle has finally gone. The goalkeeper, Galli, certainly injured. Didn't really get too good a view of that, but he saved smartly from Mancini's free kick, that's for sure. Now, Ozio. Sergio made his advanced run. Now, getting a cross in from here. Did really well then, Sergio, and this time Salenzi has scored. 5 minutes to half-time, and it was a gaping open goal for Salenzi at the finish after excellent work by Sergio. Here's Hullet. Hasn't been able to influence the game enough so far, Hullet. Mancini. Hullet was in the middle. Oh, a dreadful clearance. And a goal. Smacked in by Sacchetti. 2.5 minutes into the second half. And out of nothing, really, Sampdoria have equalised. Back by Platt. Manini to hoist it forward. Here's Lombardo. Just got away then from Musi. And the header flashes into the goal from Ruud Hullet. And Sampdoria, from being a goal down, have turned it round now. They're 2-1 up. Really good finish then by Ruud Hullet.
Well, I think that'll silence a few of the jeers that have been coming and been directed towards him this afternoon.
Mancini leaving the spot for Ivani.
Yeah, he'll whip it in with his left foot here. Right into the space. Hope to get someone like Hullet.
There is Hullet arrowing down the header. Oh, what a goal from Ruud Hullet. His second of the game. And Sampdoria lead by 3 goals to 1. An awesome header then by Hullet.
Well, I think we have the old partnership from Milan there. Ivani knows where Hullet wants it. He's put it into the space, and Hullet's come with tremendous power and great leap, great jump, and he's put it right in the corner again.
Yes, Hullet. That's made the forward run. This is Platt now. Clever chip. Oh, great save. Galli did so well then to deprive David Platt of a goal. The linesman has managed to catch the referee's eye. Francescoli going off. Paolo Poggi will replace him. The long last throw of the die set really by Mondonico. Poggi, a young striker of much potential. He won't have too long to show that potential in this game. Aguilera taking the free kick. Driven in! And Poggi, well, I spoke too soon. Well, it must have been his first touch. It's too late to save the game, but a dramatic finale as Paolo Poggi, with his one and only touch, brings it back to 3-2.
Elsewhere, Milan played host to Juventus in a top-of-the-table clash. Napoli faced bottom-of-the-table Lecce. Inter travelled to struggling Udinese. But we'll start with a game in Bergamo between Atalanta and Foggia. Here's Gary Bloom.
Foggia in white were aiming to end a 15-year jinx in Bergamo against Atalanta. Brian Roy went close early on. After 17 minutes, Foggia found themselves down to 10 men. Bianchini sent off. Despite the handicap, the away side opened the scoring through Brian Roy, the goal coming 5 minutes before half-time. Still, it took Atalanta only 3 minutes to draw level, following Sose's splendid strike. The French international scored his first goal from open play in Serie A, 1-1 at the interval. But early in the second half, Foggia's defender Caini was awarded the red card for the third time in just 4 starts. With only 9 men on the field, it was still Foggia who created the best chances. Kolivanov needed an eternity to shoot. Pavan on the line needed an unorthodox clearance to save his side from defeat. Atalanta, coming off 3 successive defeats, almost snatched a late winning goal. Atalanta 11, Foggia 9, plus players left on the field at full time. The final score, 1-1. Cremonese, with only 1 defeat in the last 5 games, took the lead against Cagliari after just 52 seconds. Jean de Badji claimed the goal. Then, 5 minutes before half-time, Napoli foolishly got himself red-carded for a double assault on Maspero. There was worse to come for Cagliari as Cremonese went 2-0 up, courtesy of Gualco. Cagliari's 2 South American imports, Oliveira and Deli Valdez, combined early in the second half to bring the away side back into the game. There was a rash of sendings off in Serie A over the weekend. Here, Bizzoli is dismissed for his foul on Maspero. From then on, there was only going to be one winner. First, Floriancic brought the best out of Fiori. Then Tentoni conspired to miss from 2 yards. But Tentoni made up for his miss 8 minutes from full time to score his 4th of the season. The goal restored the home side's 2-goal advantage. But Cremonese still searched for goal number 4. Both Floriancic and Jean de Badji failed to increase Cremonese's lead. It ended 3-1, Cremonese leapfrogged Cagliari into 8th place. It was always going to be a busy afternoon for Piacenza's goalkeeper Taibbi trying to keep Genoa out. That was the save of the first half. This one was certainly comparable, as Majita must have thought he'd given his side the lead. Next, Petrescu was left to wonder at the agility of Taibbi. And yet, surprise, surprise, against the run of play, Piacenza took the lead. This goal from Turini came after an hour of the match. You can understand Piacenza's delight. They'd only won once going into this game. They could have ensured victory if Piovani's shot had stolen inside the post instead of hitting it full on. In fact, it wasn't to be the last time the frame of Genoa's goal would come to their aid. It just wasn't to be Genoa's day. Just when Majita thought he'd brought some normality back to the game, the linesman's flag ruled out the equaliser. 1-0 to Piacenza. They move out of the bottom 4 for the first time this season. Italy's match of the weekend was Milan against Juventus. Andy Molo was the closest to the first goal of the game. He'd started the day as Serie A's joint leading goal scorer on 6. Just a couple of inches separated him from number 7. Milan lost this fixture by 3-1 last season. Simone scored Milan's only goal that day and almost scored again here, although there was a deflection before Peruzzi made the save. Although angle camera shows Torricelli came close to scoring an own goal. Peruzzi is Italy's best emerging goalkeeper, and this save to deny Donadoni probably shows why. Donadoni recently was recalled to the national team, scoring on his return against Scotland. After an hour of the match, Juve took the lead. Baggio against Baresi, a discreet tug of the jersey by Baresi, resulted in a penalty for the away side. Keep an eye on Baresi's left hand here as he hauls Baggio back. 10 days ago, these two were teammates in the Italian team that faced Scotland. This was Baggio's 3rd penalty conversion in 4 games. It was also the first time Rossi had let in a penalty while playing for Milan. He came pretty close to keeping it out. Boban and Simone were doing their bit to find Milan an equaliser. which eventually came 16 minutes from full time. Donadoni's cross found Albertini, who was strangely neglected by the Juve defence. Albertini's place in the Milan team was only a short hours before the kick-off. Milan's players, coaching staff and fans were delighted and relieved that their side had escaped their first defeat of the season. The draw, however, cost Milan the leadership of the table. It took Napoli in blue just 27 minutes to take the lead against Lecce at the San Paolo Stadium. This was Fonseca's third goal in 2 games. Napoli's lead lasted just 3 minutes though, as Gerson set up Padalino with an equaliser. Lecce haven't fared well on their travels so far. They've lost all 4 of their away matches this season. Napoli wound up the pace of the game and so nearly regained the lead when Fonseca hit the angle of a Brighton crossbar. It was a similar story in the second half when Fonseca tried this header on goal. Lecce's attempt at confusing Napoli by having 2 number 5s on the field didn't work. The referee spotted that trick. If only the Lecce defence had spotted what was coming here. Pecchia has the first shot blocked, but Pollicano, who'd just come on as a substitute, fared better 10 minutes from full time. Since coach Lippi's arrival from Atalanta, Pollicano hasn't been assured of a regular first-team place. This goal won't have harmed his chances. Napoli extended their winning margin 8 minutes from full time, when Pecchia scored his very first Serie A goal. Napoli win 3-1. It's their third win in 4 games. Parma and Reggiana contested their first derby match in Serie A, and although the away side had the best early chance, it was Parma who opened the scoring through Melli, the goal coming after 14 minutes. The unsettled Italian international was dropped for last week's goalless draw at Cremonese, but he kept his return with his first goal since the opening day of the season. Parma had the opportunity to double their lead minutes later when Zola was tripped in the penalty area. However, Zola missed and his follow-up was ruled out because no other player had touched the ball. For all Parma's celebrations at the interval, it was Reggiana who controlled the second half. Scienza denied here by a brilliant save by Bucci. Reggiana was still searching for their first win in Serie A. Unfortunately for them, Parma managed to hold on for the 2 points. Their 1-0 victory lifts them top of Serie A on goal difference from Milan. Inter's Francesco Delano made an emotional return to his former club Udinese, but he had to be content with a place on the substitutes bench. The Polish international Kosminski came close to giving Udinese the lead. Then 4 minutes before half-time, Maniconi released Rubin Sousa and the Uruguayan gave Inter the lead. Inter have found scoring goals hard to come by this season. Sousa's ability has certainly been missed. Inter's attempt to win for the first time away from home this season was certainly made much easier after Montalbano was sent off for this foul on Sousa. Udinese then appealed for a penalty following Pagani's challenge on Branca, but no penalty given. Dennis Bergkamp had the last chance of the match, but he was denied by Caniato and an upright. The match ended 1-0. It's Inter's first win in Udine for 13 years. So an unfamiliar name at the top, and Parma's fairy tale rise continues. It's worth remembering that Serie A's new leaders were a second division side just 3 years ago. Now they've overtaken Milan, and with Sampdoria, Juventus and Inter all in close attendance, looks like we've got a real race for the championship. At the bottom, Lecce is still looking for their first win of the season, as are Reggiana. Above them, 2 points separate 7 clubs, most notable underachievers, Roma. Amongst the top scorers, Ruud Gullit doesn't join Gans, Mola and Valdez on 6. His second strike at Torino has gone down in the records as an own goal. But the day's most significant strike came at the Ennio Tardini Stadium. We'll leave you with Alessandro Melli, the goal which took Parma top of Serie A. We'll see you next week.
This is a voyage of discovery. Back in time. Back over 200 years when stout was first brewed, using the richest harvest of Irish barley, the world's finest hops, and the purest water. A discovery that may surprise you. Beamish Stout.
The singer and the song. 40 all-time showstoppers on one spectacular album. A stunning collection of classic tracks by the world's greatest stars.
When I fall in love.
The singer and the song on double tape and double compact disc at a price you won't believe.
To help you celebrate the Halloween weekend, this Saturday's Lotto jackpot will have a sparkling £1 million added.
After most meals and snacks, plaque pH can fall to levels where acid starts attacking teeth. These attacks can last for up to 2 hours, increasing the risk of tooth decay. That's when chewing can help, because when you chew for 20 minutes after eating, the chewing action produces more of your mouth's natural defense, saliva, which helps neutralize acid within minutes. So chew Orbit or Wrigley's Extra as part of your dental routine, because chewing helps nature fight the acid attack.
Da. As described by son, to grandson, by phone.
15 minutes of your time cost just 11p after 6 p.m. and all weekend in your local area. Call someone now and say what you feel.
I'm the king of the swingers.
Paddy Cole is the king of the swingers.
Tell them it's the name of the new album.
15 favourite tracks on one RTE CD and cassette. Paddy Cole, the king of the swingers.
Yeah, but do you think they'll remember the name of it?
Listen, we're gonna have to do this.
I'm the king of the swingers. Oh, there it is. I'm the lady of the...
A room with a view provides an open window into an intriguing world now as we join the staff and patients at St.
Nicely outside by Sean Tracy. Racing for possession over there, Brendan Keogh, anxious to make a big impression this afternoon. And there seemed to be a push there. Liam Simpson, the player who's down on the ground. Kilkenny have the free.
Well, you can see it quite clearly. Liam Simpson has the ball covered, and Michael Coleman comes in, pushes him in the back, and quite obvious free out to Kilkenny.
So no danger to either goal so far. That's up towards Adrian Ronan. There with Paul Cooney, part of the Cooney clan. That's one by Pat Malone, winging it out into the centre, out towards Pat O'Neill. Now Keown, firing it to the centre again. DJ Carey has it. He'll be a major threat. Took a heavy knock, but he's back on his feet once again. Adrian Ronan, DJ's gone on his way inside. Nobody's followed him. It's inside toward Liam McCarthy. Breakdown towards DJ Carey. Flipped it back that time towards Morrissey, looking for the first score. He's put it over the bar. Eamon Morrissey putting it over the bar. Only 2 minutes gone. DJ took a knock as he was going in. He got on his feet straight away, played it back in, got a vital touch to Morrissey.
Yeah, there was good refereeing there by Terence Murray, because he actually warned the Galway player after the late tackle, and good play by DJ Carey. Knocks the ball to Eamon Morrissey in a very good point.
So Galway with the wind at their backs. Jerry McInerney runs across over this near side towards Tom Helibert. Jerry next to him there, number 6 on his back. DJ Carey trying to get the ball in towards his colleague, John Power, on his left-hand side, well blocked down. Again, some good support play there, and the man who's doing the blocking down is Tom Helibert. Brendan Keogh, a young teacher, part of the Athenry contingent, watching as Michael Phelan cuts this one in towards Bill Hennessy, drops it down. Pat Malone prodding it out. Willie O'Connor trying to win possession there. Instead, it runs on towards Joe McGrath. Jackson, as is known, linking up with Joe Cooney. An attempted block down is foiled. And Keogh just about getting his stick to it, but unable to prevent the ball going out over the far sideline. So still at the settling down stage in this match, just a point on the scoreboard. Liam Simpson to cut it up. Again it comes off a player, but this time it's a colleague. Comes off Michael Phelan. So Joe Rabbit waiting inside there with Pat Dwyer, and Hopper McGrath will take the sideline cut. Team captain playing in a 6th All-Ireland final. Nicely delivered inside. Willie O'Connor trying to win the race for possession. The Kenny backs have been trying to get out first time to every ball right throughout this season, and they've usually done so. Good clearance under pressure. It's a great catch by Jerry McInerney, winning that ball that came down between himself and John Parr. That's great skill. The Galway fans on their feet cheering that.
This is just what the Galway supporters need, and you can hear the inspiration all along the ground. Jerry McInerney never took his eye off the ball, and a great catch down the pressure from John Parr.
So Pádraig Kelly got a terrific point in the semi-final against Tipperary from play. This from a free, looking for the first score of the match, and he's found the range. So the scores are level. That point scored from a free by Pádraig Kelly. Won an All-Ireland club medal on St. Patrick's Day with his club Sarsfields. So looking for the double. Michael Coleman breaking it down. Willie O'Connor there busy. John Parr trying to win his battle there with Jerry McInerney, supported by Bill Hennessy. Players calling for it all around him. Bill on his way through. John Parr supporting. Out towards Morrissey. Runs on his head to Liam McCarthy. Tight angle, he's put it over the bar. It's Liam McCarthy who scores it, and Kilkenny are back in front again.
Well, this is great midfield play here by Bill Hennessy. Comes right through the Galway defence, and Liam McCarthy gathers the ball here off Eamon Morrissey, and very underrated player Liam McCarthy. Very good point.
So in this 105th All-Ireland hurling final, it's very tight early on. Jackson McGrath hanging back, and instead it's the man at number 6, Pat O'Neill, comes out to make it. He's lost it. Support from Jackson once again. That's Joe McGrath, and he's put it wide. First wide of the match. He'll be playing in the under-21 final against Kilkenny in Tullamore next Sunday afternoon. Bill Hennessy contesting with Pat Malone. Again Malone breaking it down. Liam Keoghan trying to turn back towards Malone for Galway. Selling the dummy. Providing the shot inside, and they are level. That's a great point by Pat Malone. The man who was a genuine doubt this morning. The dogs in the streets were suggesting he wouldn't play, and instead there were suggestions that Brendan Keogh would move to midfield. That was a great score, Jimmy.
Yes, a brilliant score from play, Jaron. It's significant now that the wind is blowing quite strongly in Galway's favour. Initially it was swirling around quite a lot, but it certainly seems to be favouring Galway quite a lot at this stage.
John Parr just getting by Jerry McInerney. This is an important challenge by Jerry. It's set up inside for PJ Delaney. It's across the face of the goal and wide. PJ was standing just outside the small rectangle, making sure that it wasn't a square ball, and there was a goal written all over that attack.
Yeah, well, again, great play here by John Poe. He's actually been fouled there. He gets a great pass inside to PJ Delaney, and really he should have scored for this, but it went off the goalkeeper. I think it should have been a 65.
Looked it. So Richie Burke towards Joe Cooney. The battling Liam Keoghan loses it. Pádraig Kelly has it. Stylish performer, he gives it away to the man he should be marking. That's Liam McCarthy, low along the ground towards Adrian Ronan. Pressurised by Paul Cooney. It's picked up with some difficulty here. Chance for PJ Delaney to make amends, and that's another one he's driven wide. So 2 wides for Kilkenny, both of them attributed to PJ Delaney.
Well, this is a chance again here for PJ Delaney, and gets aside his man here, and should have scored really a point from that angle.
Well, it's a nervous time for the younger players in particular, as Pat Malone chances his luck again, and he's got another! Pat Malone from distance, firing over a second tremendous point, and Galway go in front. Well, the forwards haven't scored for Galway yet, but they lead by 3 points to 2. That's batted down there by Michael Coleman. Brendan Keogh struggling over there against Willie O'Connor. O'Connor for Kilkenny. Lovely catch again by Sean Tracy, the Galway fullback. Michael Coleman trying to contain it. Instead it drops down kindly for DJ Carey. Carey 50 metres out. Let's put it wide. Doesn't miss too many chances. So Ricky Burke pucking out. The wind at his back, remember. Getting plenty of length into it, right down in there between half-backs and full-backs. And again it's Pat O'Neill. Huge delivery inside, and it runs on there to PJ Delaney. 2 Galway players went for the one ball, and it's a great save by Richie Burke, and Ronan finishes it to the back of the net. A goal by Adrian Ronan. Only 9 minutes gone. He makes the habit of getting good scores.
Well, good play by PJ Delaney here, but he'd be very relieved that Adrian Ronan was following in here, because goalkeeper makes a good save here, but just knocks it out to Adrian Ronan, who's following in, and a great corner forwards goal there, following into play.
It was interesting there, Jimmy. There were 2 backs that went for the one ball.
That's right, Jaron. With the likes of the Kilkenny forwards, you just can't afford to do that.
So Kilkenny go in front. Michael Coleman waiting for that ball to come to him. Not so Liam Keown, but his delivery is poor. Tom Halliburtt stroke blocked down by DJ Carey. On towards PJ Delaney, between the PJs and the DJs, and it'll be confusing. Outside to Liam McCarthy to score here surely, and he takes it. A second point for Liam McCarthy. They're turning on the style all of a sudden.
Well, PJ Delaney certainly has the legs of Sean Tracy here, and again, good ball out to Liam McCarthy, scores a very good point.
Galway responding to Pat O'Neill's early dominance at centre half back. They have put Joe Cooney in on the 40. Will that make a difference? Michael Coleman. That's a good ball inside, broken down by Joe Rabbit. Pat Dwyer in there. Willie O'Connor likewise for the Cats. Joe Rabbit bearing down on goal. Still Joe Rabbit. And Michael Walsh prodding it away, making a good save. Liam Burke trying to finish off the move with something, and it's gone wide. They had 2 attacks there to try and forage something, and in the end produced nothing.
Yeah, well, good defending here by Kilkenny, just getting around Joe Rabbit, who's so big and strong, and Michael Walsh just flicks it out to the side here, and good save by Kilkenny.
He did well. Again, a huge one from Michael Welsh beyond the midfielders. Jerry McInerney there to contain it. Now Willie O'Connor for Kilkenny, who lead by 3 points. That was fairly well telegraphed, and Paul Cooney said thank you. Caught under pressure there by Liam Simpson, but appreciating that the ball had gone out over the sideline, and the Galway fans perhaps jeering because they might have felt that Simpson carried the ball over. But Jarlath Cloonan here, who's the team manager, 2nd season in charge, and he's done well to take them through to this final. Michael Phelan, Titches is known, coming that ball in towards Adrian Ronan, the goal scorer, right on the sideline, and that's a nice score. A point to go with the goal that he scored 3 minutes ago. 1-4 to 3 points. They're hammering home their message up on the hill. Young bank official. Puck out again. Cut out there by Michael Phelan. Ball running loose over to Pádraig Kelly. Not cleanly away. And he took too much out of it.
It's significant now, Gerard, that Kilkenny are getting top in the middle of the field, and that's ominous for Galway, because if the ball is going into the Kilkenny full forward, and they certainly seem to have the legs of the Galway full back line, and they need to get a tight grip in the middle of the field and stop Kilkenny getting that ball in low to their forwards.
Even that last play there where Pádraig Kelly took too many steps out of it, that was significant because Kilkenny were bearing in on top of them. So it's Pat O'Neill, the strongly built young man who won the RTE Man of the Match award last year for his performance in the final. This time it's stopped by the goalkeeper, Richie Burke. Not the greatest of clearances. There were two Kilkenny men there to challenge for it. One of them was Liam McCarthy, and it's Liam Keown to fancy his chances of embellishing a healthy position. But that's Kilkenny's fourth wide of the first half, just 2 for Galway so far, and we've played 13 and a half minutes.
Again, Gerard's also noticeable that Kilkenny are moving their forwards around again. DJ Carey's gone into corner forward with Adrian Ronan on the wing.
They'll keep the Galway backs very much on their toes. Pat O'Neill, like a colossus, kicking it away. Pat Malone mopping it up. Reaches Hopper McGrath. They need a big performance from Hopper McGrath and from Joe Cooney this afternoon if Galway are to prevail. Liam McCarthy swinging it across toward Paul Cooney, trying to tie him up over there. But again, 3 Kilkenny players going for the one ball against Pádraig Kelly, and they are committed. Pats want to win 2 in a row. Bill Hennessy trying to cut it back with skill. Inside here for DJ. Jerry McInerney closing down the angle. Side netting. That was great defending by Jerry McInerney. He was good to give little away lightly there.
You can see DJ Carey again here. Jerry McInerney trying to force him out, and I think maybe DJ might have been fouled there, but good defending by Galway.
Liam Burke trying to profit by the lengthy puck-outs that are coming from the Galway custodian. But again, Kilkenny there in numbers, dominating so far in their own full-back line, very dominant on the half-line, winning the exchanges at midfield. Lovely touch inside by DJ to PJ. Runs on towards John Parr. Parr trying to get by Jerry McInerney. And to open up the play inside, followed back there very intelligently, and that's a good clearance under pressure by Sean Tracy. Liam Keown.
Me and his favourite Whiskers varieties. Now there's even more from us.
That's easy for Michael Phelan, and then has the presence of mind to Adrian Ronan with a goal and 2 points out of a goal and 5 so far. Remember, Kilkenny are playing against the wind.
Gerard, Adrian Ronan can do nothing wrong at this stage, and I know he's been out to prove a point this year, because last year he won.
Coming soon. Oh.
Certainly he's been absolutely unbelievable in his first half.
He certainly gained in confidence. Backline, but that's won by Pat Dwyer. Had scored a wonderful point, and there were some other good scores as well. Galway now being the Kilkenny threat. Joe Rabbit now operating on the 40, again trying to curtail the dominance of Pat O'Neill. O'Neill trying to get his stick to this one. Joe McGrath, not a very positive challenge. It's Adrian Ronan who whips it away. He was injured after he played that ball away. The referee's whistle, I think, has sounded, or has it? It should have been a free from where the ball landed. And again, there's some fun and games going up over there. The name has been taken. Sean Tracy then going into the referee's book. But there was a foul on Adrian Ronan after he played the ball away. Then this is what happened. And Tom Hellebert also having his name taken. So 2 Galway players have been booked for that incident by the referee Terence Murray.
2 quite ferocious tackles there, Gerard, and both players could consider themselves lucky to stay on the field, I think, because particularly late tackle on Adrian Ronan, and then the late one above also by Sean Tracy.
Eamon Morrissey waits for the action to come his way. DJ is ready to take this free. Adrian Ronan is very much back on his feet, being marked by Tom Hellebert. DJ rolling it onto the stick. The angle proving just too acute. Kilkenny have missed some reasonable chances. That's a 6th wide for the first half, which is only 18 minutes old.
I think the Galway half-back line just seem to be struggling quite a lot. I can see Pete Finnerty warming up over there, and wouldn't be surprised if he's going to be introduced because they're under all kinds of pressure all over the field at this stage.
And Pete, you can be certain, would be well hyped up and just dying to get into the action as Jerry McInerney, an old colleague of Pete's in the half-back line, will have to contain himself. Some words being exchanged, as you can see there, between McInerney and Adrian Ronan. And let's hope this final doesn't boil over. Ball will be thrown in. Won again by Kilkenny, so the pressure on the wing-back Pádraig Kelly. Michael McGrath, the team captain, giving some leadership in towards Michael Coleman, has been switched into left half forward. Galway trying to produce many switches, but it's Kilkenny who are drilling home the message of their superiority so far. That runs on from Adrian Ronan to Eamon Morrissey. Knocked away by Murty Killalay. Pat Malone, and again it's Pat O'Neill. What a game he's playing. To Willie O'Connor, up towards DJ Carey, now top of the left, getting there ahead of Paul Cooney. Another score here, surely. Off the post and outside and wide. So the wides mount up, but there are still 5 points between the teams, and it's not a big lead.
Well, good play again by DJ Carey. Wins the ball very courageously, but uncharacteristically for him, just puts it wide off the post.
DJ, no scores so far from 4 attempts. That's Joe McGrath winning a vital ball down there with Liam Keown. If Galway could get a score or two and get themselves right back into this match, anything could happen. It's early days yet. Liam Simpson. So, exactly 20 minutes gone. And Kilkenny won 5, Galway 3 points. Changes of sticks and so on by some of the players awaiting the sideline cut. Ollie Walsh has done so well with this Kilkenny team. Nicky Brennan there alongside him on the left as we look at it. Ball played in towards Joe McGrath, brother of Hopper. Here he is. This is the older brother. That's blocked down by Willie O'Connor. Hopper once again. Galway needs some inspiration from somewhere. And that's gone outside and wide. So 3 wides for Galway so far. Pete Finnerty continuing to go through his warm-up process. Michael Coleman touching it down as we await the fireworks. Not really happening so far. Again, some pressure there on Sean Tracy. Coming away from that from PJ Delaney. Delivering his clearance. Hopper over there now on Willie O'Connor, the referee indicting the Kilkenny man, and then, quite understandably, Michael McGrath saying, why didn't you give me an advantage? It'll be Pádraig Kelly from Sarsfields in Galway, the county and indeed All-Ireland club champions, to take this free. Scorer of a point already from a free much earlier on. This just outside the 65-metre line. And no luck with his shooting. At this stage, Jimmy, if you were one of the Galway mentors, would you introduce Pete Finnerty at this point, or would you wait a little bit?
Well, I think the game has just settled down a bit now. Kilkenny have missed a few chances and could even be further ahead at this stage, so Galway will be quite relieved that they're not further behind. So all they need to do is try and get a few balls into their forward line and get Joe Rabbit and Joe Cooney involved in the game a bit, because they haven't been really in the game. But it looks ominous for Galway that Kilkenny midfield is playing very well, and they need to get into the game there.
One Galway goal could change the complexion of this fixture quite considerably. Pat Dwyer still doing well at full back, despite of all the doubts beforehand. Michael Coleman up there in the forward line, as we told you. There's Dwyer. I don't know if he went to Old Trafford or to Lourdes in the last week or two, but it's working well. That's Liam McCarthy. That's great block down there by Pádraig Kelly. Jerry McInerney coming out from centre half back, linking up with Liam Burke. Burke on his left hand side. Joe Cooney, there's a mistake and it's a goal. It's a goal for Galway. The goal they needed. It came from a defensive error, an uncharacteristic mistake by Michael Welch, and Liam Burke is the goal scorer after 23 minutes.
Well, this is just a break that Galway needed because they've been struggling quite a lot, and Liam Burke here doesn't hit the ball very well and is dropping in front of Michael Walsh, and just like in the All-Ireland semi-final against Tipperary, a great break for Galway.
Well, that's the break they got against Tip. What will happen now? 2 points the margin, and Jerry McInerney there again with John Parr and Pat Malone as well, and Terence Murray having to step in there and be very firm about this. He's going to throw the ball in. The others are supposed to be 13 metres back. Pat Malone against Bill Hennessy. It could be a very tough encounter yet. Pat O'Neill picking it up, playing it nicely outside to Liam Simpson. Topped his shot, following it up himself. Inside, Sean Tracy under pressure, getting support from Murty Killalay. 11 minutes to go to half-time. Well, that goal, although it looked a real fluke, it may change the complexion of this match. But you never know against Kilkenny, and that's John Parr. Again, they're having their chances. 8 wides for Kilkenny. That's a big tally.
Here you can see it just bounces very awkwardly right at Michael Walsh's feet, and it just creeps, and agonisingly for him, he can't get back, and it's over the line. Sure, some of the tackling and pulling in the game is quite ferocious at times, and the referee is going to have a difficult job to keep on top of it because some of the tackles are quite dangerous at times.
It's become reckless, let's be honest. Eddie O'Connor. Joe Rabbit fumbling. Michael Phelan. Sean Tracy under the dropping ball, getting support there. Michael Phelan breaking the ball down, and Joe McGrath are leaving the stick behind him. Ball again bobbling around there. Played away eventually by Tom Hellebert. Ball won by Liam Simpson. Adrian Ronan to flick it forward, half blocked down by Liam Burke, the goal scorer. Nicely inside. Joe Cooney waiting for it, yet to make a major contribution in this match. The hand pass inside to Michael Coleman. There's a player loose outside him. If he can get it inside, it's a penalty. Galway get a penalty. Michael Coleman taken down inside the large rectangle. 26 minutes gone in the first half. This match is turning around. Kilkenny have thrown away a lot of chances.
Well, again, hand pass inside here by Joe Cooney, and Michael Coleman trying to turn inside Liam Simpson, and is pulled to the ground, and referee quite rightly awards a penalty.
So it's looking like Michael Coleman himself will be the taker, and I think the management has told him go for the goal. Galway behind by 2, and that's stopped on the line, and Liam Simpson gets it away. In retrospect, they'll now wonder whether they should have gone for the point and narrowed the gap to the bare minimum.
Here you see Michael Coleman again, doesn't hit it all that well, I think, and just drives it low and hard here with the defence always in control. I think Liam Simpson could even gather the ball here and cleared it, knocks it over at 65.
Well, that will probably make up for the goal that they conceded, because they really could have gone another goal behind there. So Pádraig Kelly to take this 65. Lobbing it in. Joe Rabbit rising up for it. Comes out instead to Willie O'Connor. O'Connor trying to get Liam Simpson on his way. Conceding the penalty and then making the save on the line. That's a good delivery into the forwards. Running back there is Paul Cooney. It breaks out to Eamon Morrissey. Murty Killalay putting in the challenge. Wrestled Morrissey, allowed an advantage, and Kilkenny got another point. They stretched the lead to 3 points once again. Morrissey's second score.
This is a very good score by Eamon Morrissey, because Kilkenny have missed quite a few easy chances, and they just need this one to settle them down again, and after Galway missing the penalty, that's a great boost for Kilkenny.
It's also a good advantage by the referee, let it be said. Willie O'Connor in there. That's Liam Burke. Upper McGrath in the thick of the action. Comes up kindly for Willie O'Connor. Through the centre towards Eamon Morrissey. Oh, it's a lovely pick-up by Morrissey against Murty Killalay. Blocked down by Killalay. Trying to avert the danger. Comes out to Pat Malone. Game brightening up the more it goes on. Eddie O'Connor. That went off Michael Coleman. That'll be a Kilkenny ball. Well, Eddie hasn't exactly been in the thick of the action too much so far in this game. Joe McGrath leaves it there to Liam Keown for Kilkenny. Michael Phelan unable to win the race with Michael McGrath. So Hopper being cheered on. He takes it by Willie O'Connor. There's a boot lost. It's Rabbit, and that was a very good scoring chance. That was nobly tight on him. He should have scored there, and he knows it.
I just feel like Galway need to take all those chances, because the Kilkenny forwards, while they have had a good few wides here, they certainly look much more dangerous in possession.
In terms of scoring chances so far, Kilkenny taking 7 from 17. That was a goal and 6 in all. And Galway created 11 chances. They took 4 of them, a goal and 3.
I think Galway will be quite pleased to be as close as this, because Kilkenny have had the better openings, and Galway are going in still. They were a great chance.
Michael McGrath against Willie O'Connor. O'Connor's played consistently so far. Likewise, Pat O'Neill dominating the exchanges on the 40. Morrissey with Bill Hennessy there. Galway have come back more into it at midfield in the last 5, 6, 7 minutes. Pádraig Kelly in some trouble there against Bill Hennessy, needing support. It comes up into the arm there of PJ Delaney. And again it's gone sailing over the crossbar. PJ Delaney getting his first point in this final. There are 4 points between them, and 5 minutes now to go to half time.
This is a great score by PJ Delaney here. Gathers the ball up quite beautifully here, and still quite heavy tackling there again by the Galway defence, but scores a lovely point from a difficult angle.
Blocked down by Michael Phelan. Picked up by Pat Malone. Looking for another score, and he's got the accuracy once again. Dissecting the post there for his 3rd point of the afternoon. That's a wonderful contribution by the midfield player. 3 from 3. So Galway then responding to that score just a little while ago by PJ Delaney. Liam Burke operating at midfield now. Bill Hennessy winning the exchange up into top of the left. That's going to beat them all for pace. Your overall assessment of the first half, Jimmy, so far?
Well, I think, as I said already, Gerard, Galway will be very pleased to be as close as they are, because I think Kilkenny have been the better side, but they haven't made the most of their opportunities and could be at least 2 goals ahead at this stage. So Galway will be going in at half-time fairly pleased if they can keep it to what it is at the moment.
Richie Burke's puck out. He's been getting great distance into them. Touchdown by Joe Cooney, but only to the waiting Bill Hennessy, who's lost it. Joe McGrath foraging in there with Michael Coleman. Runs out towards Michael McGrath, turning into a challenge and a foul. Foul was by Bill Hennessy. Referee having a quick word with him. Man with the green helmet, in fact, was the one who conceded the foul there. Not Willie O'Connor. Joe Cooney making the most of his chance to notch what is his first point in this final. And they'll be hoping for a big return from Cooney, who remember scored a goal and 7 in the 1990 final and still finished on the losing team. Malone breaking it down. Keown in quick as a flash up towards PJ Delaney. Delaney still challenging in there, challenging Pádraig Kelly. Runs on to DJ Carey. This is dangerous. Parr couldn't contain the pass. It needed to be precise. Referee's whistle has sounded.
For someone else.
How much have you heard?
Enough to know that Goodman is not speaking to you, and Jesse will probably be next.
I really screwed things up. I've got to call Jill.
You're still doing it.
What?
Trying to control everything, tampering with free will.
I was just trying to fix things.
You know, there was a time in this country when certain people thought they knew what was right for everybody else. And after a while, these people in charge began making decisions based on what they thought was right.
I'm only trying to help.
Well, helping people is a noble thing. Just make sure they want the help before you give it to them. You know, I'm not going to stop you from making that phone call because it's not my place. But if you want my opinion, the only real problem you have is telling Jessie what you've done.
Tough break.
Well, you can't win them all.
8 ball. Loser buys a beer.
Okay.
Stripes.
I should warn you, I've been getting a lot of practice lately.
I can see that.
It's a tough market, darling. Not much call for a good-looking weld foreman these days.
So what happened?
Shut her down. Headed south.
Where?
Mexico. Cheaper labor, no unions, better margaritas.
So what, do you hang out and shoot pool all day?
Yeah, sort of like an extended vacation.
Trust me, they're not all they're cracked up to be.
Well, I don't have much choice.
Everyone has a choice, Artie.
Yeah, maybe if they're 24.
Well, you got your contractor's license, 30 years of experience. You know what I'd give for that right now?
You wouldn't get much for it.
You know, you taught me how to have guts, Artie. So where have yours gone all of a sudden?
I don't need guts, Blondie. I need a job.
You want me to type your resume? Or maybe we could just hook up and start something on our own.
You and me. Doing what?
I don't know. Contracting, maybe. You know, small jobs. I could design, you build.
What do you know about contracting?
I watched my father for 15 years. You know, I'm taking some classes. I think I have a good eye.
Well, you take all the out of me. Pool shark.
Start. Can't hide in here for the rest of your life, Artie.
You gonna take your shot or not?
Well, according to you, why bother?
This is insane. Come on, she's probably at the truck stop by now eating the jumbo breakfast special. Hey, do you need help with yours? It looks kind of heavy.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Ray.
You wouldn't happen to have anything strapless to wear Saturday night, would you?